In today's video, we'll be discussing 4 major reasons why men over 40 struggle to lose that stubborn belly fat. And on top of that, I'll teach you how to beat those struggles and transform your body for the long term, because it's all about sustainability. I'm actually gonna head out for a walk, so I'll be shooting this video in different scenes while getting my steps in, because it's efficient. And be sure to watch the full video, because overcoming these 4 struggles may just help you achieve the look you desire. So let's get right into it. So let's dive into the topic of processed foods and why they can make it so hard to lose that stubborn belly fat we all want to get rid of. See, processed foods may seem convenient and often taste amazing, like that damn Snickers bar I used to eat as a kid. But here's the thing, they're stripped of the key components like fiber, water, and essential nutrients. And without these, processed foods are digested super fast, which causes spikes and drops in blood sugar. And this roller coaster effect leaves you feeling hungry again sooner, triggering more of those cravings. And it's not just the food itself, it's how they're engineered, my friend. Now, have you ever heard of the term hyperpalatable foods? Well, these foods are designed to hit the perfect combination of salty, sweet, and savory to make you want it even more and more. It's kind of like sitting down to watch just one episode of a series, and next thing you know, you've binged the entire season. Sounds familiar, right? See, one handful of chips can turn into an empty bag before you know it. Those Doritos are like crack, I swear. Now, here's where things get interesting, especially for men over 40. As we age, our metabolism doesn't slow down just because of age itself, my friend. It's mainly due to muscle loss over time and the tendency to move less. See, muscle is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when we're at rest. So, when we lose muscle as we age, our resting calorie burn drops also. And when we add processed foods into the mix, you're easily looking at a calorie surplus, which is the main driver of weight gain, particularly around the midsection where fat tends to get stored the most. So, think about it. After a long day at work, maybe you're picking up the kids or catching up on emails, the last thing you want to do is spend ages cooking like you're on Iron Chef. So it's easy to reach for quick process options like that Rice Krispie treat or a bag of Cheetos. But here's the thing, these foods might fill you up in a moment, but they don't provide that good lasting energy. You might actually feel hungry again within an hour or two, leading to snacking again, and ultimately, that dreaded calorie surplus that turns into body fat. Now, here's a real life example. Last week, I went to Longhorn Steakhouse with my lovely wife. And instead of going for the heavier options like the ribeye, I ordered the Renegade Sirloin, which is a lean cut. And it came with broccoli and a baked potato. And it was pretty damn tasty too. See, it's the small adjustments like these that make all the difference without sacrificing taste. See, dining out doesn't mean that you have to throw in the towel on eating healthy. And don't be afraid to ask the server to modify your food. This is your money you're spending for your health and your experience, so don't feel obligated at all. Now, the psychology behind processed foods is very fascinating too. For many of us, eating these foods become a comfort or a reward, especially after a tough day. But these hyperpalatable foods are engineered to keep you hooked. The problem is, if we're trying to get serious about losing that belly fat, we have to reframe how we approach these foods. See, real whole foods might not give you that same rush, but over time, they help retrain your taste buds to appreciate natural flavors. To me, a nice seasoned baked potato, some chicken thighs with a little bit of sugar-free barbecue sauce on it, and some roasted vegetables on the side, that's a super delicious meal to me, because now I've adapted this way of eating. So with consistency, that chicken and those roasted veggies start tasting better and better over time. Trust me, because I used to binge eat a lot and I don't crave any of those foods anymore. Now, what are some solutions here? Well, my friend, let's start with a simple framework. Build each meal around whole foods. And here's my go-to strategy. I begin with a lean protein like chicken or fish, then I add in a lot of fiber-rich veggies. Next, I add in like a fist size of whole grain or fruit for that healthy carb source. And finally, if I feel like it, a small portion of healthy fats, like a couple slices of avocados or some nuts. About like a finger or 2 size portions. Not a handful, since they're super calorie dense. But honestly, I tend to not add in the fats because I'm already filled up from the rest of the foods. Now, planning ahead is crucial here, and here's what I do. Every Sunday evening, I batch cook about 16 skinless chicken thighs. I have a batch of jasmine rice cooking in the rice cooker. I have the baked potatoes and sweet potatoes baking in the oven with the chicken thighs, and a bunch of veggies in there too. It takes me only like 10 minutes to prep, and I get this all done within 40 minutes. And that sets me up for the whole week, so I'm not scrambling trying to figure out meals, which can lead to poor choices. Now, if you're going out to eat, you can easily do a bit of research on the menu beforehand. And Google is your friend here. Look for options that fits this framework: a lean protein, veggies, and a healthy carb. And almost all these restaurants offer customized meals, so you don't have to hesitate to ask, like I said. You're in control here, my friend. And here's a tip for cravings. Keep a few healthy snacks on hand. Things like Greek yogurt, beef jerky, or a quality protein bar can keep you from reaching for something less nutritious when hunger strikes. Like that damn Snickers bar. You can also spice up those whole foods with low to 0 calorie sauces like sugar-free ketchup, sugar-free barbecue sauce, and those 0 calorie Walden Farm dressings, just to keep the bland food a little bit more tasteful. But they will taste better over time. Now, when you make whole foods your new normal, you're not just cutting calories, you're stabilizing your energy levels, supporting muscle maintenance, and reducing those intense hunger spikes that processed foods tend to trigger. Plus, as you shift away from processed foods, you'll most likely find your cravings decrease and you start feeling more energized and more in control of your eating habits. See, this isn't just a diet, it's a lifestyle that helps you look, feel, and perform at your best. So let's talk about alcohol and fat loss. You might be wondering, what harm can a few drinks here and there really do? But here's the science behind it. First of all, alcohol is a toxin, plain and simple. Your body treats it differently from regular food. When you have a drink, your body says, hold up, I need to burn off this alcohol first and get it out my system. So it puts the metabolism of other nutrients like proteins, fats, and carbs on pause to focus on clearing out the alcohol. And each gram of alcohol has 7 calories, which is close to the density of fat at 9 calories per gram. But with one key difference: alcohol has no nutritional benefits. These are what we call empty calories. So not only does your body prioritize burning fat off the alcohol, but if you're also consuming carbs and fats alongside, those calories are more likely to be stored as fat. And if you're drinking regularly, those extra calories add up quickly, putting you in a calorie surplus, the main driver of weight gain. Now, think about how alcohol affects your choices in real life. Imagine a Friday night out. You start with a couple of beers or a cocktail, and since alcohol doesn't fill you up, you keep going, maybe grabbing a snack along the way or fries and pizza. And by the end of the night, you've easily racked up hundreds of extra calories. Then the next day you feel sluggish or even a little hungover. And chances are you'll reach for comfort food again, and even skipping your workout and being less active overall. And this habit repeated over time leads to gradual weight gain, often around the midsection. And psychologically, alcohol can feel like a reward, especially after a long work day or the week. For many men over 40, having a drink is like a ritual, a way to relax and socialize. But here's the reality. If you're serious about losing that stubborn belly fat, it's time to rethink that habit. A single drink might feel small, but over weeks and months, the impact is far from insignificant. So what can you do? The best option is to cut it out completely. I know that might sound extreme, but when you start seeing results on the scale and you feel your energy rise, that's a reward that no drink can replace. It's a choice between a temporary buzz and a long-term, healthier you. And if giving up alcohol isn't realistic, which it is, consider low-calorie options. Stick to something like vodka with club soda, or even a diet soda with lime. What I used to do when I would go to bars when I stopped drinking, was I would get a diet Sprite with some ice in there and a lime and a straw, and it looked like I was drinking, and everything was good. And here's a little trick. Before going out, have a meal ready at home. That way, when you come back, you can skip the fast food detour and enjoy something like lean steak, chicken with baked potatoes and veggies. And this keeps you full without extra empty calories and keeps you on track with your goals. Now, here's the best part. When you make these changes, it's not just about the number on the scale, although that is huge. Losing that stubborn body fat feels incredible, but it's also how you feel every day. Stronger, more energized, and more in control of your body and health. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear mind, steady energy, and that sense of control over your health. You'll have the stamina to keep up with your family, the focus to tackle your career goals, and the confidence that comes with looking and feeling your best. Reducing or cutting alcohol is a powerful choice to create the kind of life you deserve. One where you're not held back by bad habits, but moving forward with purpose and strength. All right, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough credit in the fat loss game. And I'm talking about good old sleep. And I know we're used to thinking about hitting the gym or dialing our diet, but quality sleep, it's right up there in importance, especially if you're over 40 and finding it tough to shed that belly fat. See, when you're asleep, your body isn't just resting. It's actually doing a ton of behind the scenes work to keep your hormones balanced, metabolism humming, and your energy levels in check. Now, let's get into the science of this. See, when we're well rested, our hunger hormones play nicely. We've got ghrelin, which tells us we're hungry, and leptin, which signals fullness. See, a good night's sleep helps balance these out, so you're not craving a stack of pancakes at 10 a.m. after breakfast. But when you're sleep deprived, guess what? Ghrelin shoots up, leptin dips down, and next thing you know, you're snacking on anything within arm's reach. And this isn't just any kind of snacking. We're talking about reaching for high-calorie, sugary foods like cookies, cakes, and those damn delicious tasty cake apple pies at the convenience store. And this is because sleep loss actually alters your brain activity to crave them even more. Now, here's the kicker for men over 40. Poor sleep can mess with your insulin sensitivity. And when this happens, your body struggles to keep blood sugar stable, which can lead to those energy crashes that we've all felt. And that gives you the urge to reach for quick, high-carb snacks for a pick-me-up. And guess what? Over time, these fluctuations in energy and hunger make it easier to slip into a calorie surplus without even realizing it. So if you're serious about shedding that extra weight around your midsection, sleep isn't just a luxury, it's a critical part of the strategy. So imagine this, let's say you get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and the next day, everything feels harder. You're sluggish, reaching for snacks to get you throughout the day, maybe even a sugary drink or two for a quick boost. We've all been there. Now, by the evening, the last thing you want to do is cook or reach for a healthy meal, or even hit the gym because you're drained from being sleep deprived. And it's not just the occasional bad nights that can derail progress. If this becomes your routine, the extra calories, cravings, and inactivity start adding up, especially in areas where fat naturally settles for most men, which is the belly. Now, think about it. After a long day at work, juggling responsibilities, and maybe even hitting the gym, you crash on the couch, but still have a mountain of tasks on your mind. It's easy to skimp out on sleep to fit it all in, especially if you're catching up on emails or watching TV to wind down. But those late nights add up fast. Before you know it, you're in a pattern of sleep deprivation that's slowly but surely affecting your metabolism and fat storage. And the worst part, you might not even notice it till it's already impacted your waistline. So let's be real, sleep can feel like a luxury when you're balancing family, work, and life responsibilities. For many men, sleep becomes the easiest thing to cut out when schedules get tight. But here's the problem, sleep affects decision-making and willpower. And when you're sleep deprived, those cookies in the pantry seem way more tempting. And sticking to your workout plan feels like a Herculean task. So if we're serious about fat loss, reframing how we think about sleep from nice to have to non-negotiable can make all the difference. All right, so how can we make sleep work for us in our favor? Well, first, establish a sleep routine. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. Yes, because this consistency helps your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Think about it like setting your coffee maker on a timer. You don't even have to think about it. You wake up and boom, the coffee's ready, hot and waiting for you. That's what consistency does for your sleep. Your body just knows when it's time to go. And another tip is to create a pre-sleep ritual. Cut out screen time an hour before bed because blue light from devices messes with melatonin production, making it harder to fall asleep. Also, try reading a book, listening to calming music, or even stretching instead. And if you're someone who needs a little help winding down, consider natural sleep aids like melatonin, magnesium, or chamomile tea. And let's not forget the power of optimizing your sleep environment. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Make it like a sleep sanctuary. Another thing too is invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. You'll be surprised by how much these small changes improve sleep quality. Also, limit caffeine and alcohol intake, especially in the evening, as both can disrupt your sleep cycle. So what happens when you start getting quality sleep? Well, for one, it becomes easier to control your appetite because your hunger hormones are balanced and you're not consistently battling cravings. You'll also notice improved energy levels, better mental clarity, and more motivation to stick to your diet and workout routines. And here's the real winner. Good sleep supports muscle recovery, which helps retain lean muscle mass while you're working on fat loss. Ultimately, when you prioritize sleep, you're setting yourself up to lose fat in a way that's sustainable, which isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling better, having more energy, and showing up fully in every part of your life. So let's give sleep the respect it deserves. It might just be the missing piece in your journey to a leaner, healthier body. Okay, let's talk about something that tends to fly under the radar when it comes to weight gain, and I'm speaking about caloric drinks. Now, it might not seem like a big deal to grab a sugary coffee in the morning or sip on a soda during lunch, but these drinks can quite pack on the extra calories without filling you up. See, liquid calories, unlike solid foods, are processed quickly by your body, giving you little to no satiety. You know, the feeling of being full. So while a regular soda or that caramel latte may taste great, they don't satisfy your hunger. And before you know it, you're reaching for more snacks just to feel more full. Now, what makes it tricky is that people often underestimate the calories in drinks. Research shows that when calories come from beverages, we don't tend to adjust our food intake to compensate. So while a latte or a juice might contain 200 or even 400 calories, it feels like a pick-me-up rather than an actual meal. The rapid digestion means that these sugary drinks spike your blood sugar, and once the sugar wears off, your energy crashes. And let's be real, those sugary crashes make you crave even more food, setting you up to consume even more calories. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You're hungry, so you go for a sugary snack, but then you crash and find yourself eating everything in sight like a vacuum cleaner on a rampage. Instead of satisfying you, it just leaves you hungrier than before. Now let's think about a typical day. You grab a caramel latte on your way to work. It's quick, it's easy, and it's comforting. But that one drink might be around 400 calories. It's almost like eating an extra meal without even realizing it. And by lunch, you grab a soda and maybe there's a juice at dinner. So by the end of the day, you've had an extra 600 to 800 calories, and none of it actually filled you up. Crazy, right? And this routine, day after day, can make it hard to shed pounds, especially in the midsection. Now, the psychology around these drinks also play a big role. For a lot of us, starting the day with a coffee isn't just about the caffeine. It's like a ritual, a way to wake up and feel good. And in social settings, sugary mixers or alcohol might feel like hard to reduce intake without feeling like you're missing out on something. Plus, companies market these drinks to feel refreshing, satisfying, and energizing, which only reinforces the bad habit. You see, the mental association between a sugary drink and a reward or boost can make it tough to cut back on them. So what's the solution here? Well, start by replacing caloric beverages with lower calorie options. Drinks like water, sparkling water, or unsweetened tea can really be satisfying, especially with a slice of lemon or a few cucumber slices for flavor. Another good option is diet sodas or flavored water enhancers with 0 or very low calories. I personally use these two the most, and it's been very sustainable and successful for me. And this can help ease the transition from full sugar drinks without feeling like you're sacrificing taste. And if coffee is your go-to, choose an Americano or a cold brew, which both can give you that caffeine kick with less calories. And as you cut down on sugary drinks, you'll likely notice fewer energy crashes and a more stable appetite throughout the day. Also, maintaining a calorie deficit becomes a lot easier, making the fat loss journey much more manageable. Now, if you'd like more help with transforming your body to a leaner, healthier, and ultimately happier version of yourself, click the link in the show notes. I'll see you all in the next one.